Wow, wait. What the heck is this? Oh, wait a minute. Why do I have the power of the blazing sun behind me? What is this? Um, hey guys. Let me turn that off. What? That was wild. Okay, I did not know that was gonna be on. Hey guys. Um, hello. Is this the stream where I figure out how audio ducking works with my BGM? No. Apparently not. Every single time I start streaming, I'm like, you know what would be a great time to do? To figure out how to do audio ducking so that my BGM stays. Like, you know, when I speak, it'll get quieter, and then when I'm not speaking, it'll get louder. Every single time I tell myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna add that. I should do audio ducking. That way people can hear my BGM when I'm not talking, and it's not like super quiet the entire time. Look at this. I can't even hear my own BGM. It's so quiet. Wobbly cat, yeah. Wibbly wobbly wibbly wobbly wibbly. Yeah. I can make it bigger here. Pat pat. Wee. Anyways, hello, hi. Hello. Welcome everybody to my stream that I definitely did not almost slip through. I almost slept through this one. I was woken up like last minute at 10, and then can I do a headbang? It's like it's not coordinated to my head movements, it's coordinated to my mouse. I don't know why it's rigged to that. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Let's see here. What was I doing? I forgot. I must have slept in. Woke up at around like 10-ish, 10:30ish, and then I was like working on an assignment because literally all I needed to do was submit it. But you know what happened? I clicked the save button. I closed it. I opened it up to submit it. I put it in the upload folder, and then I look at it, and you know what happens? It didn't save apparently. So then I had to go back, open up the program, rewrite everything I'd already written, and like basically do it all over again. But luckily, I had a calculator that saved all the calculations, so I had to like redo everything and write it all out again. And then I submitted it. And then, yeah, and then I went to go get ready for bed. Yeah. Hello, hi, nose. Cute head cat? Yeah. But also, I think my secondary chat's broken. Hold up. What's happening? There you guys are. Wait, let me resize this. Alright. Chat's always broken? Chats always have something going on with them. Chat always has something going on. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking that what I need to do is I need to make you guys wider. Like, okay. Right now you guys are like 300 by something. What happens if I make you guys wide? Like 400. Is that better? And then over here, I can make you 400. Okay, that one I'm gonna have to go and edit in the website itself. Oh well. I'll fix that later. I'm gonna have to go online and like go to the website and fix it. But I can make you wider. Hello, Exonan. Hello. Hi, Nanashi Ojaku. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Hi. Chat. Chat's working. Yeah, chat's working. You guys are still overlapping each other. That just means you guys get a kiss. There you go. Before you guys were like together, and now you guys are a little bit separate. But you still get a touch. You get a premarital handle. Anyways, couple things. I have to think about what I want to do with my life. Or not really, just more like I don't want to call it housekeeping. It's more housekeeping for myself because I was watching my old VODs and I was like, man, I'm kind of depressing. Like, I don't want to worry or keep talking about like, wow, the world's so depressing. Like everything sucks. And I was like, okay, that's what all my streams are trending into. I'm like hella depressed. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I need to stop talking about that. So I think from now on, for like future streams, I will just try not to talk about that. I need to like not focus on doing that. Like every single time I'm like, wow guys, literally the world's burning and we're all gonna die. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really depressing to like listen to. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna be like, okay, let's like talk about cool things like anime and music and all stuff like that without the depressing stuff. So that's just a thing for me. Like, if there's like a major event and then it makes sense to talk about it, sure, I'll talk about it. I want it to come out naturally. I don't want to just be like focused on that all the time. Yeah, the world is freaking depressing, yes, but focusing on the small happy moments is always a great way to deal with reality. Yeah. Hello, Gojira. Hi. Welcome. That's true. Yeah, just focusing on the little things and just... It's going. Anyways, it's cold. I'm doing the non-streamer thing and I'm wearing pants for once. Oh my god. I'm actually wearing pants. Like, long pants. I'm actually wearing my long pajamas. So... That's surprising. Isn't it? Isn't that nice? Wait one sec. Whoa, you guys can hear everything. What if I do this? What if I like raw dog? No, that's not that. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my denoiser and we're all gonna hear just... What is this? Hold up. Can you hear that? I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can. My mic is so weird. I don't know what's going on. Is today a yapping stream? Yes, it is. I was gonna ask you guys about that. You know how I do like yapping streams on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right? Or Tuesdays or Wednesdays. The random static was in the background. I just turned off a bunch of filters. I wanted to see if you guys could hear it. I wanted to see if it makes a difference. I'm gonna go back and listen to this VOD and be like, well, either my audio sounds horrible or, you know, like, it's okay. Yeah, we do hear that static? Okay. I just wanted to see. I want to see what it sounds like. Because, okay, yeah, with this, you can also hear everything in the house, too. Normally, I have a background audio suppression, and it prevents the loud ass, like, footsteps and, like, doors literally opening all the way across the hallway, because my mic is very sensitive, and also the house is very loud. Yes, I was gonna ask, so, people, hello, hi everybody. Question. You know how I do yapping streams? Like, I just do just chatting on Tuesdays or Wednesdays? Would you, like, and I do gaming streams on Fridays. Would you prefer that I, like, play, like, casual, chill games on Tuesdays/Wednesdays? Or would you prefer just this staring into your soul, chatting like this on Tuesdays/Wednesdays? Because I was thinking, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of just chatting streams, and I'm like, I wonder if people like get bored of that. Like, there's nothing to look at here. It's just me. And like, I'm okay either way. I was just like, here, look into my eyes. Like that. Huge eyes. Yeah. Okay, you don't notice this when you look at me normally, but if you really focus hard, I've got a huge forehead. I don't know what's wrong with my face, but I've got a huge forehead. Okay, let me... There we go. let me like back away from the camera a little bit. This is fine. The pen and stare is great. Yeah. Not really. I wouldn't say yapping streams are boring. It just depends on the topic we're all talking about. True, I guess. I mean, like, I think all the yapping is interesting. It just, would you prefer visuals to go along with the yapping? Like, I could pull up Power Wash Simulator. I could pull up Minecraft and we could run in circles, or like, I don't know, clean houses instead. Like, I don't know, what would like what would be better? Because I find that a lot of the streams I do play anyways just end up being yapping streams, just with a little flavor of game. Hi Autocons. That'd be good if yapping is still the main thing we're doing. Yeah, we still would be doing that. It's just a matter of like, would you prefer a side of gameplay with your yapping? Hello everyone, how's it going? Hello. How's it going? How's everybody doing? I never asked. How is everybody doing? How's everybody going with their life? It's been like, what, 3 days since I last saw you guys? It's a day. It's cold. It's super cold. I had a lot of random things that I wanted to be like, oh, like, oh, good enough to live for another day. Yay! It's the time of year, or the time of weather, I guess, where you're lying in bed and you're like, oh, I don't want to get up in the morning. It's really, really cold. Like, it's so cold outside. Fine, but mundane. Sometimes that's all you need. I'm 1 day off from my 1 week leave. Nice! Congratulations. Are you doing anything fun for your break? Are you gonna go on a trip? Are you gonna travel? That'd be nice. You know what I did recently? Yesterday, I talked to my friends. My IRL friends. I know, right? Kyoa's friends. Wow. Oh my god. She has friends. I don't, like, I live in a different country from them because I moved and now I don't get to see them, so I will be visiting them in December. But the only way I can keep in contact with them is if we message each other or if I call them which is very sad because I'm like, they're all hanging out with each other. And I'm just here by myself, and I have no friends. At least here, where I live. You have friends? I just thought those are the voices echoing in that video. I have friends. I only have like 3, but you know, at least I have some friends, like a handful. My good friends. We've been friends since high school, so. I had friends when I was in like. It's harder making friends as an adult, especially to maintaining friendships when you're an adult. It's kind of like, hey guys, can we like talk? Can we like hang out? Even if it's not in person, even if it's over the phone, it's like, oh, I gotta leave before 11 because I have work tomorrow. I gotta get up early. Or you have friends who are like, oh, I'm like working. Or like, I have something to do tomorrow, or I'm gonna be busy, or like I'm going out for dinner, and it's like really hard making plans. Adult friendship is hard when everyone has different schedules and interests. Yeah, I'm gonna be visiting them in December, and the entire time our conversation is just, what days do you have off? Like, hey, we should plan to do something. Okay, good. When? Okay, when does your days off? And they're like, I don't know, because I work part-time and my hours, I only get them like a week in advance. And we're like, great. Me and my other friend are like salaried, so we're like, well, we need to know because we need to let HR know like 6 months in advance before you take off holiday time. And it's really awkward because you're like, wow, how are we gonna get stuff in time to like do things normally on weekdays? And even like, yeah, normal weekdays, like weekends are fine because I think most people are off on the weekends except for my one friend who has to work on weekends. But other than that, I think it's okay. Are they into bird watching? No, they don't watch streamers. They're not into that. They know I do, that's not their main hobby. I have a friend who's really into League though. Like League of Legends. They know what I do. They just don't watch me because they're haters. I'm kidding. They're just really busy. But I think it's fine. Post-world league disorder, yeah. My friend was really happy that T1 won. She was like, yippee! She was really happy that they won because, well, she's a big fan of Faker, and also, there's apparently a new person that joined this year, and whoa. Hello, thank you for the follow, the Fluffykin. Welcome. What better gift to give them than a bird watching invitations? Maybe. We can't hang out on the phone because you're busy, but here, watch my streams. I know you're busy and all, but like, watch my stream. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to people. It was more of like a, hey, I stream, and if you can find my channel, then good for you. And then I gave them like essentially a not a hide and seek, but like a challenge, I guess, to be all like, well, if you can find my channel on your own, then I don't know, I'll get you something cool, whatever. And the only reason one of them was able to find out is because I mentioned playing Doki Doki Literature Club once, and then they looked into like the stream category, and I was literally the only person who played Doki Doki Literature Club in like 6 months. And then the other one, I literally had to tell them to their face because they could literally not figure it out because they're not on Twitch. They are not on Twitch. And then the other one just kind of knew. I don't know how she knew. It was just weird. Gift bird merch. Yay. Maybe one day. That'd be nice. Hey, I know you have deadlines, but can you watch my stream and chat for a bit? Yeah. Listen, if you're starting off as a streamer and you have friends who want to watch you, that's good. Like, that's a good boost, because then, you know, you have at least somebody watching you and you're not streaming to like 0 people. Hey, I know you have a job, but watch my streams. Yeah, watch my watch my streams. Instead of like, hey, buy my merch, buy my gamer subs code. It's more like, watch my streams. Watch my streams. I'm kidding. You don't have to if you're busy, but it's nice when people are here. What else was I going to talk about? I forgot. I talked about the audio ducking. God. You know, like, literally, I don't know why I do this, but 5 minutes before a stream, I start thinking about all the things I'm going to be talking about, and then afterwards, it just vanishes from my mind. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, apparently there's a new Monster Hunter update. I'm pretty excited for that. My computer can barely run Monster Hunter, but it's nice to look at. Apparently there's going to be big performance updates, and I'm like, wow, that's really nice. Hopefully it makes it easier to run on my computer. I can barely run the thing. It was like struggling. It's the same thing when I tried playing Resident Evil 4 and I was trying to play it. Wow, I can't wait for 5 more frames. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe it. We're getting more than 5 frames of BNG. A BNG tuber, wow. My 3070 can't even run the game at 60 FPS. It's so bad. Oh my god, really? I thought I had it bad with the 2060. I'm still stuck on the current one, the Savage Final Fantasy 14. Did I say Final Fantasy? I meant Monster Hunter Wilds. Apparently there was a collab with Dota. I've never actually played Dota personally, but I've heard it's a very old game. And then they also announced it had a collab with Final Fantasy 14. Oh, I heard that one was really difficult. I heard it was like really hard. And then they're adding a new boss. They're adding like a big dragon to the new update in Monster Hunter. The yapping streams are fun, but you should play some well-known games to reach a larger audience. Like what? My computer hates League. My computer hates any Riot game. I don't know why it's allergic to it. I open it, it crashes immediately. Nothing I do fixes it. I had a whole thing that I was gonna do. I was gonna go down like my toxic gamer arc. Why do you ask me? You know the games I play? I'm not playing Satisfactory. Is it Vanguard? Maybe. I've literally uninstalled it, I've reinstalled it, it doesn't work. I'm not really sure what it is. I was gonna do a whole bit. I was gonna be like a toxic League player. I had a whole like thing planned. I was gonna like thank you for the follow, Savior CG. I was gonna have a whole bit. I was gonna do everything. Like I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be a toxic gamer. I was gonna like slam my desk mat. I was gonna slam my desk. I was gonna be like, I'm fumbling in the game. Bam. I was gonna like, it was like a whole April Fool's thing. I was gonna pretend to be a toxic gamer and like, you know, I'm not very competitive in games. god, my legs are falling asleep. I'm not a very competitive player, so like I am like the least entertaining person when playing FPS games, because like half the time if I'm not playing well and if my team's losing, I don't care about fumbling, I will just mess around. Like I'll get on VC comms and then I'll just like and I'll just start like memeing at the other team. Or like I'll like type in the chat, the world chat. Like I'll just say things to them. It's funny. Play Getting Over It or Silk Song, Vampire Survivors. Are those games popular? I feel like they're older games. I did want to play Fall Guys one of these days. That'd be fun. Mega Bonk's trending. What the heck is that? The thing is with games that have a big audience, I think discoverability is harder. Because if everybody's playing that game, like let's say, what's the flavor of the month game right now? RV There Yet? If everybody's playing RV There Yet, then like, no one's gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom to find that one like person with 3 viewers. Not that I have 3 viewers, but like, you know, nobody's gonna scroll down that far to find me. I feel like chill games and maybe try Minecraft. I've played Minecraft before, it's fun. I know it sounds really mainstream suggestion and it gets boring, but Minecraft pretty chill. Yeah. Let's see here. Vanilla Minecraft, hardcore Minecraft, or modded Minecraft. Because I have tried all 3 and it's been pretty fun. I have a Minecraft server that I've played with my community before, and I also have played hardcore and died like multiple times, but it's always fun. YouTube algorithm helps a lot. That's if it's a YouTube, you know. Twitch is different. Minecraft is good, but you're also playing solo and doing a challenge stream. I wonder if I can do like Twitch integrations with Minecraft, because I know I've seen people do that before. I just don't know how that works. It's like command prompt stuff. I don't know. If you have any friends I can join, that's fun. True. But you guys know my love language is quality time, so I just like sitting here and yapping to you guys than like playing a game. But you know, it depends. I'm not like somebody who can grind hardcore FPS like every single day. So like if you ever like, well, I wonder what Kyoto is, it's not that. Minecraft is fun though. Maybe. I do want to try other games though. I find like what's really interesting is that if I look at my YouTube analytics, for some reason the games that did the most, not the most, the games that did the best in terms of like reachability, no, that's not the right word. I don't know what it's called. It has the most amount of like reach to people outside of the normal people I normally would reach, essentially. Those games actually tended to be horror games, and I guess it's because horror games as a genre is pretty popular. But the games that did pretty well were Am I Nema, because it is a very niche game that nobody's ever heard of, and it's also very interesting. And then the other one was World of Horror, because it is a cult classic. So it's interesting that horror tends to be like really, really popular among YouTube. Have you played Dead Cells? It's a great game. I have played Dead Cells in the past. I've played it twice. It is fun. It's like one of those games where you like grind over and over and you just run around, collect stuff, and then do it over again. That was nice. I do find it interesting that like this might sound weird, but instead of games I want to try reading visual novels on stream. I have done that before too with Spirit Hunter. Spirit Hunter is a horror visual novel. I've done that. I've also played Saint Spellbook. I forgot the full name, but I feel like a Saint Spellbook. The art style is really, really nice. Yeah, you randomly popped up in my feed while playing Nima, and that's how I found your stream. Yay! I always tell people about that game because it's a game that not very many people have heard of, and it's very unique, especially like in horror games in general, or just in like just as a mechanic in general. When it comes to like storytelling and all that, I think it's like interesting. YouTube algo led me to your Para Eye stream. Yay! It's nice that my Halloween gaming streams have introduced more people to my stream on YouTube. That's nice. There are a couple of games that I've been meaning to play, and also a couple of games that I've been wanting to finish. Like, I need to finish playing Little Nightmares. I need to finish playing the other 2 levels of Para Eyes. And oh, I wanted to finish playing Spirit Hunter. That's gonna take a while though. And then I also wanted to finish playing like at least another run or 2 of World of Horror. Not because it's good visibility, but because I just genuinely want to finish playing the game and not be like, yeah, I played it once and then I never play the game again. Want to try the Fate Stay Night visual novel? You can Google it, it's free. The only way I can describe without spoiling is essentially the mythological characters in modern times. Interesting. How long is that? I've been here since Fields of Mystria. Yay! I like how we're all collectively pretending to be my manager. We're all like sitting here in a meeting being like, well, how can we grow Kyo's channel? This is so funny to me. It's more about like what you guys want to see. I'm just the streamer. Interesting. I don't know how long this game is. The new Digimon game is good if you're into those. I've never played Digimon. I've never played Digimon. I've never watched Digimon. I don't know what Digimon is. Let's see here. How long to beat this? Holy moly. It's 60 hours. 65 hours? You know how long that's gonna take me? Oh my god. That's really long. Wow. Wow. I don't know what other... Well, seeing maybe successful enough to be able to stream would be great. Maybe. That'd be cool. I don't know if I would. At least because of school. And also because my work pays for my school, so... You know what? You will see more of me in the summer. I will say this. You'll see more of me in the summer because you don't have classes then. So I'll probably be streaming a little bit more often in the summertime. But in the fall, I get pretty busy. Actually, midterms are coming up for me. Not midterms. I keep saying midterms. It means final. Finals for me are first week of December. So upcoming, I'm going to have to end of November-ish, I might do like only one stream on that day to like study. Yeah, finals. Oh yay, yippee, finals. We love finals. Yeah, my finals are the first week of December. And then after that, I will be free. At least until this next semester starts. But that won't be until January. So, you will also be seeing more of me then. Hopefully. If my sleep schedule's better. And let's watch Gilmore because you stream more. Yeah. I would like to stream more. And that means I have more days to play games. Wow. But yeah, school. Face day night is long, very long. It'll probably take a month maybe or more. Oh my god. Oh my god. I would love to play games like that. I would love to play games that take 60 plus hours to finish. Cough. Skyrim. It's just that I get really bored, unfortunately, playing games and doing only that. Like I like a little bit of variety. I have to have like something in between. I can't play one game every single day. No matter how good of a game is, no matter how interesting it is. And also the thing is tends to be doing with series games is that as people, I'm talking about this from a streamer perspective, as people come in and they see that you're playing a game and they see that you're somewhere in a storyline that's a multi-part series, for example, like part 10 of like a really long visual novel, people aren't as invested in the story because it's hard to follow along with, because people haven't been watching from the beginning, and you're always inevitably gonna have people who come in the middle and being like, what the heck is this story about? I'm not interested. And like, you know, this is not interesting for them. It's one thing if it's a really old game and everybody knows it. Like if I were to just be doing a nostalgia run of, I don't know, Super Mario Sunshine or Nier, I don't know, really old games that like a lot of people would know, or like games that generally technically are story-based games like Legend of Zelda, but they're so old that at this point like people would just be watching for the nostalgia purposes, which does sound interesting to me because I've never actually played any Zelda games in the past. I've always wanted to play that one Train, my brain is thinking Train to Busan, but that's not it. Train to something. It was a DS game. I've always wanted to play that. I think there was some part of me that wants to try playing like emulator games because they're so hard to like. I do have a DS. I do have the games. I just don't know how to get it onto like stream. Also, like the visuals of getting it on screen, of like having two dual screens, especially if it's a DS games, is a little bit difficult. So I'd have to figure that out. I've never played or watched much of Zelda. Yeah, I've never played a single Legend of Zelda game except for Breath of the Wild. I played a little bit at the beginning of Breath of the Wild, and that was pretty fun. I don't know if anybody would watch me play through the entirety of like Breath of the Wild. I could. I'd have to borrow my brother's Switch. He does have the game. Or we can play like, I don't know, Animal Crossing. He has Animal Crossing too. So we could do that. It's just, you know, those are the really, really long games that take forever. And it's like, who's gonna sit through me playing part 8 of part 20 of The Legend of Zelda? I think the only Nintendo games I have played are Donkey Kong and the original Mario. Yay! Okay, I think I have to go for a bit since my Wi-Fi connection is absolutely awful. The off stream stops for a minute, then plays for 3 seconds and stops again. Oh no! Well, good luck with your internet. Thank Thank you for stopping by. See you. Bye-bye. Landon. Neat. I'd watch you play through the whole game. Thank you. People who watch through the entire series are very rare. Some people would be like, oh, she's playing Legend of Zelda again. I hate Legend of Zelda. And then they would leave. So, you know, that's why people do become variety streamers, because at least there's... Oh my god, my voice is dying. When you barely talk the entire day and the only time you talk is at the end of the day and you don't warm up, it's just like, wow, my voice is dying. There's a lot of people out there who don't do that, and they're like, oh, I don't like that game that they're playing in specific. And I've done the same thing for other streamers too. Like, for example, if they go playing like Fortnite for like a week, I'm like, I don't want to watch Fortnite. Or like Roblox. That's not interesting to me, but you know, that's why people are variety streamers, because at least there's something for everyone. And like, let's say you have like a week where you play games that like other people aren't that interested in, there's always something. That's why I do yapping streams, because like at least there's something. I don't hate it and just like other games more, but I can still watch it if it's something I find interesting. True. I mean, like, it depends on the streamer too. It depends on their playstyle. Because, like, for example, with someone like me, where like I do talk a lot. I yap a lot, especially like, it doesn't matter what I'm playing. I do tend to just yap a lot. So it depends also on the person playing it, because then like everybody has a different type of play style, right? Like some people like to play for like doing really crazy creative stuff, like people who, I wouldn't say hack Legend of Zelda, but people who know everything about the game and they're like, well, if I do this bomb here and then I launch myself up with this ability and then I do this and then I can essentially create an air skateboard that takes me directly to the end of the game and then I solo the boss with 3 health. Like, there's people out there who are insane like that, and people will watch that because it's entertaining. And there's other people who just play the game normally. I once sat through a lecture on how to mathematically turn a ball inside out without breaking it or making it an infinite fold. It was 3 hours long and I would watch it again. I don't know if you can say anything as somebody who enjoys Satisfactory. This is a joke. I cannot have that attention span you have. Yeah, you put that right. It's SPCK, yeah. I don't have that type of attention span. I've recently been trying to get back my attention span. And I've been watching 1 hour long food documentaries. I've been watching, okay. There is a really cool channel called OTC Food. It's called Over the Counter. And they are this team based in Bangkok. Or not Bangkok. Some like Southeast Asia place. I forgot the exact city. But they do essentially food documentaries where they talk about like anthropology and the history of food. So they talk about like a very specific type of food and all the stuff that goes into it, like where it originally came from, how it evolved over the years, how humans have used that and took it around the world and traveled with it, and how it's spread to become the thing that we know today. So they have a couple of series like potatoes, bread, sugar, noodles, like basic foods that you really wouldn't think of like where they came from. Like you might know where they like kind of come from, like very vaguely, but they go really into depth into it, and they talk about like how this was traded and all of the stuff happens. It's really interesting. So like they're like 1 hour long bits of like just information, and they break it up a little bit by talking about like other types of food and the types of food that they're locally goes to, and like all the local restaurants and how they use it. It's very interesting. It's like a very different like introspection into like how you normally see things. Hello, hi, Omar Abdul Rahman 900. Hello, welcome. Hi. How are you doing? So if you are interested in food history, I would recommend it. I think it's pretty interesting. I was watching the one called The History of Sugar, and it was called like The Dark History of Sugar, because essentially, long story short, the history of sugar is just, this is a very back-breaking process. How do we get people to do this work? Yes. More people. Forced labor, human trafficking. And it just, a lot of human trafficking, essentially, the history of sugar is. It's very interesting. Also very sad. And then they just kept talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, this part of the story, guess what happened? You guessed it. Human trafficking. Guess what happens next? More human trafficking. I think you told us about the sugar documentary. Yeah, I did. It's pretty interesting because apparently it's the #1 food that we don't need to survive. And it was interesting because a long time ago, back when the FDA was doing research into like what's causing obesity and all that, they were like, hey, it's not sugar's fault, when obviously it was, but they bribed a lot of scientists to say that it was actually fat in foods, not sugar's fault. So now you have a lot of things out there with like low fat, low sodium, when really it's like the amount of sugar that's in things. So I think that's pretty interesting. So if my name is difficult for you, I really liked your calm demeanor. No, thank you for follow. Thank you for following. I hope you enjoy it here. I don't think your name is... Okay, I don't know. Did I pronounce your name right? I don't know if I did or not. Please tell me. Okay, I need to go now and get some sleep. Good night. I know it's supposed to go. Good night. Have a good night. Bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Have a good rest. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I was gonna say something else, but then I was like, is that appropriate? Nah. I do this thing whenever anybody tells me that they're gonna go, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. Hey, I'm gonna go to work now. I say like, hey, have fun. And then when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed, I was like, okay, I don't think somebody can have fun when they're like sleeping, but okay. Hope you have a great stream and become very extremely successful in the future. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. But anyways, yeah, history. History is interesting. History is like, there's a lot of things out there that are, I guess, nice to, or not nice, but like interesting to learn. And I think if you want to like expand your brain slash knowledge slash like your worldly knowledge, it's interesting to just read and watch a bunch of like documentaries that are online. Even like reading them too, like you don't have to watch them. I think it can be interesting to watch them. It just depends on what your method of like education is preferred. Like, are you a visual learner, or are you a auditory learner, or are you like like, do you prefer reading or do you prefer like watching? For me, I prefer reading because I think it's a lot faster than watching, but at the same time I like, it really depends, because like I don't really have enough time to sit down and read anything anymore unless I'm like really bored, and then I get locked in. I'm like, okay, gotta read for the next 3 hours because I forget where I am. And I think with like an hour-long documentary, it's pretty easy to just like put in the background and listen to it as you're doing something else. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to really watch the screen. So lately I've been trying to like watch more science slash history documentaries. that people make on YouTube, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty interesting. I recommend them. I was for a little bit, for a very, very short period of time, I was not reading. I was on TikTok. Oh my god. I was on TikTok. And I still have TikTok. I haven't deleted it yet because I still use it for like social media purposes. Sometimes I upload clips on there, so I kind of have to have TikTok. I rarely go on there though, because like I realized at a point in time, like back when early TikTok came out, 2019, by the way, right after it was Musical.ly, and then Musical.ly died, and then it turned into like early TikTok. I was on there. I was like spending hours browsing videos and stuff, and I was like, wow, this isn't good. So like after a couple of years, I just went cold turkey, and I was like, I can't go back. Nothing. Not YouTube shorts, not Instagram reels, not TikTok. At least with Instagram reels, like it's right there in the homepage. It's so easy to just click on a video and start scrolling. Oh my god, it's like a time sink. Same thing with like Twitter videos. If you scroll, it gives you the next recommended video. I'm like, man, like I hate these short-term videos because they're designed to catch your attention and make you keep watching and scroll to the next video, and I don't like it. But you know, that's how they're designed. So once in a while, I'll be like, okay, I'll watch a bunch of clips. I'll watch a bunch of this stuff. Like if it's interesting to me, sure, I'll watch recipes. I try not to though. But I saw this one TikTok talking about like how, you know, long-term, like as short-term format becomes more and more common, people's attention spans are decreasing, and they're like, oh, I need to go focus on, my brain won't let me watch long-term format because it gets boring, and people's attention spans are shortening, and the only way to fix it is if you start focusing on long-term content again. And so that's part of the reason why I decided to like, okay, I'm gonna watch 1 hour long documentaries, because I need to stop consuming short form content and rotting my brain. Like as funny as it is to be brain rotted, but like I don't know, I like my memory. I like my brain. I like my brain cells, you know? Do you play gachas? The only gacha I play right now is Genshin, and I haven't logged on in a really long time. I really only play Genshin during events, and if there's a character banner that's going on that I really like. So right now I am waiting for Durin and Columbina to come out, as well as the event. I'm waiting for, what's it called? Lantern Rite. I'm waiting for the Lantern Rite event to come out, because apparently there's a new character. You could hear everything in this house. Wow. Every once in a while, if you go back into my VODs, you can hear when people flush the toilet, or when people like walk around upstairs. I've got like loud upstairs. Like there's no there's no sound insulation between the floor, essentially. So when people walk around, it's just hollow up there, so it just echoes. But yeah, I know there's other popular gacha games out there, but the thing is with me is that I really, really don't enjoy tabletop, like, what's it called? Turn-based elements. It's the reason why I could never really truly get into Fire Emblem, because I just don't think it's entertaining. It's like playing a card game. It's just real-time strategy game where you're just like, I have this unit that I train to get stronger. Especially in gachas. I don't like it in gachas, because when you play it with gachas, no matter what you do with a character, that character's stats are locked. You can re-roll super high defense items and super high like FPS trinkets, essentially, accessories to give the character to make them stronger, and that's all RNG. You know what that costs? Time and money. Also, hi, Heavenly Divine God, welcome. It takes so much time. And even then, there's like a maximum amount of strength that character could get to. You're never going to see interesting types of gameplay. You're never going to have an all-healer team like you can with Genshin, essentially. Like, you can't have meme builds. You're just locked into, like, this is the best strategy. These are the best characters. This is how you pass these levels. Because otherwise, you can't. Because they designed the bosses around a certain mechanic that you cannot cheese. Unlike open world mechanics where it's just back... It's based off of your reaction time and how you build your characters, but you could essentially put a bunch of attack boosting things on a healer and then work with the synergy of other characters to make that one character the DPS, even though they're not originally meant to be a DPS. There's always a team for everyone. It's really hard to do that in turn-based games. As somebody who's played a lot of turn-based games in the past, I have played Reverse 1999. I have played Seven Knights Heroes, the mobile game. I have played Food Fantasy. Why do ASMRs yaps a lot? Because this is yapping ASMR. What do you want me to do? And I don't do ear licking, I'm sorry. I know apparently Twitch really likes ear licking, but that's not something that I do. I don't like ear licking. I can tap things together. I don't know, do you want me to do this in the background? Like, I don't know. This is me soft yapping. That's all I do. This is my soft yapping ASMR. Yippee! Making me relax in the streamer, you should know. I think that maybe you should know. If that's not something that relaxes you, then that's okay. You can I don't know, find something else. It's okay. If you like soft yapping, then that's relaxing, but it depends on what you are interested in. I don't know, whatever. YouTube guy, you can totally free to play Hoyo games. True. I think that's the thing about Hoyo games. It's like, the thing is with Hoyo games though, it really depends on how much time you're willing to invest if you play every single time. Often. It's free to play friendly, it's very pay to win. There are free to play builds. I think it is very possible to do free to play. There's actually people out there, streamers, who are dedicated to playing free to play builds just to prove that it is possible. Like that one dude who's committed to playing like all 4-star teams on Genshin, but I don't know if I've ever seen people do that in like Honkai Star Rail or with what other turn-based games are there? Zenless Zone Zero, I think. Is Zenless Zone Zero turn-based? I don't remember. I did Genshin free to play for 3 years. I'm still a free to play player on Genshin. I still haven't done anything with it. Cause ZZZ is beat 'em up. Ooh, ZZZ is also a Hoyo game. I hear turn-based and immediately remembered that you had to play Final Fantasy Tactics. Ooh, did you see that there is a there's an ARAM League of Legends based turn-based kind of game that they're coming out with that's on mobile, like TFT. Did they release that yet? Has it been out already? I don't remember. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've played a lot of mobile turn-based games in the past, and every single time I've always had to delete them because they get pretty boring. Like, I really wanted to like Reverse 1999. It's just the grinding in Reverse 1999 is really annoying. I love the characters, I love the art style, I love the story. It's just grinding in that game. Is just, to level up a character, it gets exponentially more and more difficult, and you're just like, there's no point to this game. It just goes on forever. I played Food Fantasy. It's the exact same thing. I love like designs in Food Fantasy. I think Food Fantasy is cool. I don't like the grinding. Hello, Nairos fan. Welcome. Hello, how are you? What is that other game I played? Summoner's Souls or whatever? I don't remember the name of them. I've played a lot. I played Clash of Clans once. I played a lot of mobile games. But every single time I download them, I play them for at least like 4 months, 6 months, and then I delete them. I give them a fair shake. But every single time, I'm just like, this isn't for me. This is getting old. At some point, I just stop opening the game, and it just sits there. I have played Infinity Nikki too, and that was pretty interesting. It's really difficult to get the controls right on mobile, especially a lot of them are jump puzzles. But yeah, I stopped opening that game too because it got pretty buggy. But I do like the game. It's pretty cool. It's like a dress-up game with not PvP, but platforming. It's a lot of platforming. If you like the game Super Mario Odyssey, it is just Super Mario Odyssey, the Barbie game. Same at some point I go, why am I playing this again? Yeah. Some people play because they like the characters. Some people play because they genuinely just enjoy the gameplay. For me, I've just realized that team-based formation turn-based games are not for me, and it's not as engaging to me as if I was to be playing first person. Same reason why shooters like FPS games are not super entertaining to me, because I just don't like playing the same map 30 times in a row just to get anywhere in a game, just to get good. I'm like, okay, that's me. I'm a quitter. I'm sorry. I'm a quitter. I just don't want to stare at League of Legends page for hours. The fact that League of Legends only has one map is insane to me. I'm like, why is this game a thing? It has one map. The only thing that changes is the characters, and you're looking at the characters from a top-down angle, so it's not even like you're looking at nice graphics. I'm sorry, League of Legends players, but like the game genuinely, from like an exterior standpoint, it doesn't look good. The art is nice, but from top down, the skins just look like blobs of color. Nothing's like different about it. It's not like what is it? What is the thing that people see in this game? Like, I get it. The gameplay is fun. It can be fun because every single character, you have like over 300 characters in the game. Whatever you rank up against is going to be different every time because everybody picks a different scrungly. But most people just pick the same characters. They have a main. You'll have like, at least every single game you play, somebody's playing Ari. Like, there are meta characters. That's how it goes in games. There's just a meta character that's just strong. And then it gets really annoying when you play against a certain character like Teemo. You're like, oh my god, they have a Teemo on their team. Frick. You know? League is really engaging with friends, which makes you realize that it's just your friends that are fun. True. I think no matter what you play with, If your friends are fun to play with, you'll have fun no matter what game you play. I'm sorry, I can't play League. I like League when I play with friends, and I like League as a meme to play. Like, if I want to make myself suffer for fun and I want to troll, I will play League. I only play League for Era Mayhem. Yeah, I like the bridge. The one where you go across and you run, and then you play characters that you haven't played before. I like that. But would I ever play solo ranked? No. I always play bot. I like bot. Not butt. Bot. I play bot lanes. Oh my god, what is my captions doing? Wild. It says I like butt. It's like all the streamers up, like Repo Peak is just hanging out with friends. Yeah. Collab it? No. What do they call that? Friend. Oh my god. I know people who call it friend slop. That's what they're calling those type of games. Friend slop. Games where you play with friends. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Slop just indicates that it's not good. Inherently, I think they are fun. They can be fun games. They're nice games. Overcooked with the Origin. The OG. Yeah. Overcooked. Played Up. There's so many types of games like that out there. The way they call them, couch co-op games. With like Repo, Peak, Content Warning, The Headliners. I forgot what else. Lethal Company. Stuff like that. The ones where you play with a group of people. And it's more fun to play with groups of people than it is to play alone. I think these games came out probably because of the pandemic, where other people were like, oh, I need a game to play with other people because it's really boring being at home by yourself. It gets a bad rep because gamers are not keen on them, but I understand the appeal. Yeah. There's a lot of horror friend slop in the market now. True. I think all of these came into development because of COVID. I am not kidding. The pandemic has caused a lot of things to happen and a lot of new creations. So I'm all these games that you see now, I'm pretty sure were developed during the pandemic. Because people are like, oh, I want a game that I can play with my friends. I want to be able to like connect with people instead of going to people's houses. Because you couldn't. But yeah, I get the appeal. You know, like one of the originals was also Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia was pretty big. What was before Phasmophobia? I don't remember. I don't know. Devour? Is Devour new? Devour came out in 24. So like last year. I don't know. I find it much harder to meet people after the pandemic. Maybe the shift in dynamics and me getting older. Maybe both. Maybe. I think it's a lot harder to meet people in person. But like if you go outside, it's actually really sad. Because you go outside and you're like, wow, everybody's on their phone. Everybody's like literally not looking up. I've been to like, what do they call them? Friendship mixers. Where you meet up as like a little group of people that are on Facebook. And it's interesting because you have a bunch of people who are, I call them affectionately, normies. Because you talk to people and you realize very quickly that they peaked in high school and they have no other hobbies. And even if they do enjoy games, their game interests are very different from yours. And like, they don't know what a Vocaloid is. They don't know what J-pop is. The only J-pop they know is like, oh, Yoasobi, right? I'm like, Have you ever heard of the niche underground idol singer Ado? Niche? Excuse me? Niche? Hello? Dead by Daylight, yeah! Dead by Daylight's fun. I've never played it though. I've seen people play it. I just haven't played it myself. I know normies are so fun. Yeah, it's kind of weird making friends with people and they've never heard of like half the things that you've heard of, and you're like, oh, am I the weird one? Am I odd? Am I like I am the black sheep in this group. And then I quickly realized I'm like, I can't talk about any of the stuff that I normally talk about. Like playing Jackbox party games with normies is so funny because you're like, well, I could be funny and I could say the funniest thing ever, but then you realize that like they wouldn't get it. You could put the funniest thing ever that you think is like a reference, a niche reference, and they will not get the reference. We are the real ones, yeah, but if being weird is wrong, I don't want to be right. Oh man. I love telling them about weird stuff and see them react. Yeah. Well, that's like me with older coworkers. It's like telling them, yeah, I stay up past 12, and these people are like 50 plus years old, and they go, oh my god, you young people. Like, oh, come on. Really? It's sad. I'm here to give ice cream. Now I go because I'm lazy to watch. Nice. Have you shown a normie Uma Musume? Oh my god, the reactions? Really? Before Uma Musume was the My Horse Prince, and that was fun. But then again, like, I come from an era where back then watching anime got the reaction from normies as, oh my god, anime? You watch hentai? Like, why is hentai censored? Why is that censored? Hentai isn't a bad word. Eki. Ecchi. Okay, that one's not. It won't even pick that word up. I'm just looking at my captions. That's not a bad word. What's wrong with this thing? Sorry, this is me like spamming bad words into the chat to see what gets like muted. Scuff captions. My captions always are scuff. Once in a while. Not even Uma Musume, like it's like recommending somebody an anime to watch and has a lot of fan service, or recommending somebody a manga, and then to you as a normal manga reader or as a normal anime watcher, fan service is so common, especially in older animes, that you are immune to it nowadays. So that when you recommend it to somebody who doesn't really watch a lot of anime and they look at you and they go like, and you're like, no, I swear, it doesn't make me a gooner, I swear. It's just, I'm immune to it. I've seen it so many times, like, you know, like a panty shot, I'm the Chad, you know? I swear I'm not looking at her ass. It's just like, come on, like, it's got a good plot, you know? It's not about the, it's not, you know. It also depends on the type of anime too. Like it depends on the anime. Like if you're going up to somebody and they tell you that their favorite anime is like Redo of Healer, that's just like, I can't raise one eyebrow. I'm trying. But like if somebody tells you that their favorite anime is like, I'm trying to think of one, like High School of the Dead, maybe. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of fan service, but it's like, it's got an interesting plot. Or like Overlord. I don't know. There's a lot of animes out there with a lot of fan service, especially older ones, that are genuinely like a good community. Like, no, YouTube didn't die. It's just not for many people on YouTube right now. Hi, Finny. Hello, how are you? Favorite anime is Evangelion equals instant friendship. Ooh. Oh my god. I'm carrying the chat. Yes, you are. It's all up to you. GG's. Oh my god, I saw this one discussion on Twitter that was talking about it was like, I saw this meme that was like mecha anime likers and magical girl anime likers, and they're like handshaking over like being done dirty by YouTube, Twitter, like armchair specialists who were like, oh, magical girls are inherently like misogynistic because like all the girls are wearing short skirts and blah 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 blah. And then you're like, okay, what magical animes have they watched? And then the only ones that they can quote are like the typical ones. Sailor Moon. Like, I'm not gonna say Utapri, it's the other one. Shugotara. Or like a bunch of other ones. And it's like, okay, but you haven't seen all the magical girl animes out there. There's so many magical girl animes out there that just don't have that. So like, I don't know. It's just misinterpretation. Same thing with mechas. Although I will say that some mechas are pretty odd, especially like Special A. Didn't even know about Nanoha? Yeah. Okay, I will say some mecha animes are genuinely a little bit weird. Like, Special A, that is a harem. That is a harem with a sprinkle of mecha. That is not a mecha anime. That is not mecha. Or like, what's that anime with like, it's not ReZero, oh my god. Her name is 02. What is that anime called? That one's also kind of weird because like for some reason the girl has to sit with her ass out. Like, have you seen her, Darling in the Franxx? Yeah. Have you seen her in the mecha? Why is she in that position? What is that? Darling in the Franxx is just fan service, yeah. So like when I think about mechas, there's a lot of them that are obviously very fan servicey, and I'm just like, is this necessary? But I wish we would talk about like normal mechas that are not harems, like Code Geass. I really like Code Geass, or whatever. Good, gonna lurk till I go to sleep. Good night, Finny. I'm gonna tuck you in one sec. Good night. Escaflowne is pretty cool. Ooh. Personally, I don't really watch a lot of mechas because I don't like giant robots fighting in space because it just ends up being very unrealistic. When I sit there and I think too hard about mechas, I'm like, wow, I'm getting lost in the sauce. I watched Pluto, the one with Astro Boy. That was interesting. It reminded me a lot of Lane. And that was wild. I was sitting there, I was like, what is happening in this anime? That was nice. Gundam, how people don't like Gundam blows my mind. If you like Transformers, you will like Gundam. But if you don't like Transformers, I understand why you wouldn't like Gundam. Because I, too, don't really enjoy metal robots fighting in space. I actually liked... I liked watching Bionicles, but that never got a movie. I played with Bionicles as a kid, but... I don't know. I also grew up with Transformers. I watched like one movie and then I got lost. Actually, no. I watched the Optimus Prime one that came out like 2024. The one that inspired a lot of like Megatron, Optimus Prime, Yowie. I watched that one because of the whole enemies to lovers thing. That was great. That was funny. So, you know what? Maybe I do like... Okay. I like robots. Only if there's enemies to... I only like robots if there's enemies to lovers. Because you know what? There was something going on there. Full Metal Panic is good. Ooh, I remember that one. It also conveys true pacifism, as it clearly shows there are no winners in war, the only general populace play the price. Yeah, I mean, the ending in that Transformers movie was pretty cool. I like that Transformers movie. You would love the original Gundam series? Hell yeah. I think I would also really like I think I would really like Persona 5. Persona Royale. Because of the enemies to lovers thing. And I saw this one meme about him with like the main character with like the other guy, and he was like, yeah, he's my best friend, you know, and like he's just likes a little bit of murder. He's just a little spicy, you know, like, yeah, sure, he killed my aunt and my sister's adoptive siblings and her parents, but you know, he just likes murder. And people still ship them. It's just like, that's kind of wild. And it was like crazy because a lot of people forget that main protagonist and main antagonist get shipped a lot. Ooh, Gundam. Let me look it up. Is that what let me see. Oh my god, robots. Robots. You know what's also wild? Like the story of Guilty Gear. Like fighting games have wild lore. I don't know what's going on. Time to head to the office. Enjoy this stream, guys. Also take care. Have fun at work. Have a good day at work. Thank you for stopping by. Good night. Good day. Good afternoon. Bye. I don't know. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you. See you. What else was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, I was talking with my friend, like during our talk yesterday when I was talking with her. We were having a lot of conversation about old anime. We were talking about how like there's not a lot of animes out there that are, I guess, different or like interesting or like new, essentially. Like a lot of things are being adapted from light novels, and the thing was with light novels, it just tends to be a lot of isekai stuff, and it's like I kind of miss when there was more variety in like the new anime seasons coming out. Whenever I look on the page and it's like, what's the anime that's coming out this season? And it's just isekai, 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 isekai fantasy, power leveling fantasy. It's just like like shoujo romance. So I'm like, oh, that's not something that I would want to watch. Hello, C. Karatachio. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How are you? The one anime adaptation I didn't like was Tokyo Ghoul because they cut off so much stuff from the manga. Yeah. Okay, so from a standpoint from the original Tokyo Ghoul, I feel like what they're missing from the manga is a lot of the body horror stuff. The struggle of becoming a ghoul and no longer being human, a lot of that suffering that he went through in the manga didn't get put through into the anime. They skipped over that in the first episode. They were like, first episode, he's a normal kid, gets organ transplanted, he becomes a half ghoul, he can no longer eat human food, he struggles with it for like one episode, and the next episode He is like in full control of his power. He is out there slapping goals. Like, what happened? It took him like 10 chapters to get over that in the manga. What happened? I was like really sad. And like, I think as a concept, Tokyo Ghoul could have done so much more with that aspect of the horror, but they just didn't. They could have gone full body horror. They could have gone full like psychological horror of like him just being horrified. And like, I know they had the whole centipede scene and the torture scene where his whole hair turned white and whatever. Do more. I think like they could have done so much more with it. I don't know, maybe it's me because I've read a lot of horror, but that just didn't faze me. You love Chainsaw Man if you're into body horror. I have watched Chainsaw Man. I've watched Chainsaw Man. I think the designs are very cool. I just don't like how... Okay, I think the rating is great. I just genuinely can't get into it because it's just power leveling again. I'm really confused because in Chainsaw Man, the devils get power based off of how much they're feared. Why is a guy with the power of a chainsaw soloing the god of war? The fear of death, the fear of like guns. In what universe does a chainsaw overpower a bomb? Genuinely, I am asking, like, why is he so strong? What is it? He cannot win. A chainsaw guy with power cannot win against war. What is this? That's what gets me. Owner of Pochita. Yeah, Pochita's just somehow super, like, cracked. I read manga since then. It's easier to get all the data. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like, the anime adaptation does it dirty. Sometimes it does it well, sometimes it does it bad. Like, I'm trying to think of, what was that one? Like Blue Lock anime. The first season was fine. The second season was pretty bad. My god, the Blue Lock animation in the second season was like PNG. PNG moving. And it was kind of sad to see. Yeah. It was sad. It's like, wow, I have no... It's like that guy with the t-shirt. I have no fear. Your favorite anime adaptation gets adapted horribly, and now everybody clowns on this series because anime only watchers watch it and they say the anime sucks, and you're standing there on the side going, read the manga, I swear it's better than the anime. It was done dirty. And then, like, I have one fear. Da-da-dun fell off too. That one, da-da-dun, and I hate to say it, but that one about like the convenience store worker. The guy who's like big and then he gets skinny when he like goes too hard. You know? I forgot what it was called. What was that guy's name again? The one with about like the assassins. He was an ex-assassin. That one. Yeah. It's okay. I think it's fine as an anime. Sakamoto Days. Yeah, Sakamoto Days. The thing is, it's fine. It's just that none of the characters ever get development. A lot of characters show up for one episode or like very briefly in the manga and then they disappear and you never ever see them again. And that's my problem with it, because it's like, where's the story? Why do these people show up only once and disappear again? Like, I want recurring characters with like some type of plot. It's like right now in the story, it's just like people disappear into the void. It's like, where are they going? And he doesn't kill them. It's not like he's killing them in the distance. It's not like he's going into the back of the store and being like, I'm gonna shoot this guy now. He's a pacifist. Where are they going? They just meet Sakamoto and then they go, well, I'm gonna give up on the assassin life, I guess. Like, at least Way of the House Husband did it in a way that was like, you know, he's a retired you know, guy. He's just a chill dude. Obviously he had like a bad past, but like, you know, he's turned over a new leaf and it just focuses on him being like a good house husband. With Sakamoto Days, what are they doing? I get that it's a shonen, but like, what's happening? The convenience store guys just disappeared. Yeah, they brought them back from nearly 10 chapter for the ambulance and disappeared again. A lot of characters just kind of pop in and pop out. As it's a little bit messy. So that one's interesting. We were talking with my friend about anime for like a long time. We were talking about like the different types of anime essentially. And we're like, yeah, there's a lot of isekai animes out there, and a lot of them are like, they're okay. Like, the one that's out recently, May I Ask You for One More Thing? I love her. I love her as a badass character, but I feel like they shouldn't have included the romance into that one. I love her so much. I just don't think she needs a man. At that moment, she just broke up with her fiance. And I get it, it's for political power, it's because of her standing. She's like the Duchess or whatever. But really? Her fiance's an asshole. Her fiance's annoying as hell. I hate him. SLF is really good though, in terms of both storytelling and character development. What does SLF stand for again? Oh, Shangri-La Frontier. I've heard of this one. I don't think I've ever watched it though. Yeah, a bird. I don't think I've ever watched it. Hey, what's happening today? Hello, welcome. How are you? We are talking about anime for a little bit. I've heard that was pretty good. I have not personally watched it myself though. I don't know what these are doing to my microphone. If you hear the fan noise, that's my computer. I don't know. I feel like there's no creativity. I want something different. I want something like interesting. Like I really liked Takapi's Original Sin. I feel like that was different. What other anime's out right now? There's one that was apparently based off of a really niche visual novel that I was seeing some clips on Twitter about. What else? At least not in the recent seasons that I haven't seen anything happening. I'm lacking the psychological feeling from Mirai Nikki and Summer Rendering Kind. Yeah, there's not a lot of, well, if you want to watch The Summer Hikaru Died, yeah, maybe. If you're looking for something that's psychological horror, watch The Summer Hikaru Died. Especially if you are somebody who likes coming of age and internal homophobia. That one's a pretty good horror. The Summer Rendering has a lot of clones, like Cage of Eden. Ooh, I've never heard of that one. I did like oh my god, I only remember the Japanese title. Heaven something. It was out the same year as Summertime Rendering. Something Heaven. Tenshi no God, I don't know. Heaven. I'm so bad with names. Heaven's Lost Property? No. Oh my god, that's an old anime. No, not that one. It was like a psychological, not like a horror, last year. Oh my god, I just searched Heaven's Gate. That's a cult. Oh my god, I can't remember. Hello, thank you for the follow, Kazo Kaxxgo. Yeah, Heavenly Delusion, that's it. Oh my god, I can't remember these names. So bad. I'm so bad with names. Yeah, that one. I like that one. That one's also pretty good. If you are looking for something that's kind of like psychological, I would recommend either Heavenly Delusion, Summertime Rendering, and then like The Summer Hikaru Died. I know The Summer Hikaru Died is labeled as a BL, but like it's really interesting. It's really cool. It's really like, it's, oh my god, it's really nice. Holy moly. Oh my god, my legs. Hello, hi people. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, you're insane. Your ex insane. Hello, hello, hi. I don't know what you call it, but what about similar genre, like the time traveling thing? Ooh. True. Water break? Thank you. I should probably be drinking water, shouldn't I? Okay, I don't like this mic. No matter what I do with this thing, you can hear that. That's really weird. No. Oh my god, it's clipping into my bunny. Oh no. Here. Holy moly, I'm all... Oops. Okay, I can't get it to be in front. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it like this. Let me zoom in a bit. Zoom out a bit. Ooh, speaking of rabbits, have you seen the upcoming anime project that they're doing with a lot of Vocaloid producers? Also, thank you for the water break. Have you seen the new upcoming anime movie that they're coming out with that's going to be retelling the tale of Princess Kaguya and the Moon Rabbit? I forgot the name of it. It's like something like Heavenly Princess or whatever. But the animation looks so good, and they've got a bunch of anime producers, like Vocaloid producers, like 40 P and Rio, Supercell. A bunch of these like artists are going to be working on this project together, and they're like the Vocaloid producers. They're really big ones, and I'm really, really excited, and the animation looks pretty cool. And I'm like, hell yeah. They started off with like the thing. How is that related to Bunny? So the tale of Princess Kaguya is essentially related to the Moon Rabbit. So there is the tale of Princess Kaguya. She is the princess of heaven, and she fell in love with a mortal who is like a fellow woodcutter, and the heavens did not like that. So what they did was that they divorced the couple, and they sent her to the moon. And for like, I think 1,000 years or something, 100 years, she was alone on the moon, and the only people that she was able to be around was the moon rabbits. And on the moon rabbits, they make mochi, and they pound mochi, and they make like little moon dango. So that's the reason why during the autumn festival, they have like a moon viewing festival, which is related to the autumn solstice, where it's like the shorter time of day. So every single year, after like a long period of time, the rabbit creates her a potion that is essentially able to send her back down to Earth, and they create a bridge from the moon to the Earth so that she can visit her lover once a year. Yeah. It is actually basically the same story. It really is genuinely the same story, it's just the Japanese version of it. But yes, you will find in a lot of mythology, Chinese and Japanese myths tend to overlap quite a bit. There are obviously, yes, Japanese have their own stories related to their gods, but a lot of original myths and stories related to the gods are also very similar because of how close they are geographically. Same thing in Korea. There's a lot of pretty similar stories. But the only difference between the Princess of Kaguya and like the moon rabbits is I think like what the rabbits do and like everything else. But yes, they're both very closely related to like, you know, goddess falling in love with a mortal and like meeting once a year and like wishes and all that. So like essentially in this story they believe that this is also why they tie tanabata, where they tie the little wishes to the bamboo and they hang them up for the gods to see, because they believe that like the higher they are, like the easier it is for the gods to read them. That's on the same day. So like there's a lot of stories that are kind of interrelated. Yeah, that is an anime that's coming out, and I'm really excited because a lot of the characters are going to be related to the myth. So I'm interested because it's going to be a modern interpretation of the story, obviously, because the moon rabbit is going to be an anime girl. They're not a creature, they're an actual character. Princess Kaguya is going to be an actual character too. They look like idols. I don't know what's going on with that story, but it looks really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. The animation looks good. Also the character design. The character design looks really nice. Oopsies. Let me go zoom in a little bit. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna move down. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. So why... Oops. What am I selecting on here? Huh. Wait. Oh, oops. I was trying to see like where I cut off at the top, but it won't let me. But anyways, I recommend you look up the myth on your own because I might be getting it confused with the other one too. Yeah, I would recommend looking it up. I'm not entirely 100% confident on the story, but I'm mixing them up in my head, but I know they're very similar. What other things are there? I find like it's really hard to find anime nowadays that's like genuinely sad. Like not in a like, oh my god, this is so like heartbreaking, but like in a like, I'm gonna be like connected to a character, right? Like the only anime that I last cried at was Plastic Memories, and that was really sad. Both have bunnies? They do. They do. That's the reason why the moon cake is a thing. But in Japan it's dango. I cried on Charlotte. Charlotte? Really? Let me look up Princess Kaguya. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, it is. The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. Kaguya Hime, a princess from the moon. One day there was an old bamboo cutter. He finds an infant in a shining stalk of bamboo. And she grows into a woman. And she attracts many suitors. And she asks them for impossible tasks. And then she, for some reason, gets banished to the surface of the moon. I'm reading this story and I'm like, okay, this is very complicated. Oh, I remember this one. Okay, I remember this part. Interesting. Scrooky's writing. First I cried was an Angel Beats, I believe. That was 10 years ago. Oh my god. Charlotte came out 10 years ago. Listen, Charlotte to me wasn't that sad. Same thing with Angel Beats. Angel Beats wasn't that sad. I think with Angel Beats, the twist was just so wild to me that I just genuinely, I could not be sad. I was just sitting there like, are you kidding me? They should have hinted at it more. Like, I don't know why they went for comedy. They came out swinging with that one. They're like, and then at the final episode they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we have a plot. I'm like, what was happening during the entire anime? Why was it on crack? The ending though, yes, the ending, but I don't think it was that sad because of just how crazy the entire anime was on its own. I feel like the legend of Princess Kaguya got distorted over time. I'm like looking at the story and I'm like, I don't remember this one. Maybe I'm getting this confused with an anime. I don't know. I don't remember. Why? Okay, over time, this story has gotten very disordered. I'm like reading back on this thing and I'm like, okay, this is very different. She like falls in love with the king or something. I have no idea what's happening in this story. I'm like reading it and I'm like, this is very different from what I remember reading. Interesting. It's going to be very mixed media. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Nowhere in the original story of the Tale of the Bamboo Cutter does it mention rabbits, but for some reason, like, over the years, modern adaptations have included the rabbit, and I'm like, okay, we're getting, like, lost in the sauce. Where did that come from? And where do I remember seeing that? Anyways, Charlotte I don't think was very sad. I think I was like, I was more upset at Charlotte than anything. I'm like, okay, what about this dude has the right to play God and to be all like, I'm gonna take everyone's power because nobody should have power? And then it finds out that they were like part of some kind of like secret experiment or something. And then his sister was all like, go do that. And he was like, okay. And it took him like a year and a half to just be like depressed. I don't know what was happening in Charlotte. I don't remember. But I just remember watching and I was just like, why was the ending so rushed? It was like speed run of him going around the world, getting people's powers and doing all that, and I'm like, the pacing was wild. The ending was rushed. Yeah, it was. I was like, okay, this was, I don't know. They dragged out the very beginning parts, and it was like, oh, cool, this is a school comedy, and then it turns into like action shonen. And that one scene in the anime where he's like infiltrating a military base where they were using child soldiers, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you took the child soldiers' powers. They're still child soldiers though. What are you doing? Like, genuinely, I don't know what he knew what he was doing. The norm was only 12 episodes, so they rushed the ending. They should have done 24. It would have been so much better. Or at least, like, not even 12, like 15. They could have done with at least, like, 3 more episodes. It was very rushed. I really like what they're doing nowadays. Like with, Freyrin and... oh my god, I can't remember the other name. I can't remember the other name of the anime. Her name is Malmo. Apothecary Diaries. I really like what they're doing nowadays with Apothecary Diaries and with Malmo and Freyrin. The pacing is a lot better. It's so much better. Like, it tells the story in a way that follows the manga. Obviously, they still leave out some parts because they can't include everything, but they've managed to include a lot of the things. It ends up being like a really good recreation of the manga. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially because that is one of like my more favorite mangas that I've read over the years. And I'm really looking forward to next year where they adapt Witch Hat Atelier. I've been telling everybody, I'm like, oh my god, Witch Hat Atelier is coming out. And everyone's like, I've never heard of Witch Hat Atelier. I'm like, Witch Hat Atelier is coming out. If you like Dungeon Meshi, if you like the storytelling and the fantasy aspects of Dungeon Meshi, and you like Freyrin, and you like the story of Freyrin, you would really enjoy Witch Hat Atelier. What's your take on this year's anime of the year? What is the anime of the year? I haven't watched any anime this year. Not counting like early this year. Like, I watched anime in January and like March, April, and then I fell off because I didn't have time. What is this year's anime of the year? What is it? Ooh, look back. Oh, Solo Leveling. Okay. Anime of the year, Solo Leveling. Film of the year was Look Back. Best continuing series, Demon Slayer. Best new series, Solo Leveling again. Best animation, Demon Slayer. Best original anime, Ninja Kamui. Best director, Freyrin, Keiichiro Saito. Best character design, Dadadan. Best background art, Freyrin. Best romance, Blue Box. Really? Best comedy, Mashle. Best action, Solo Leveling. Best drama, Freyrin. Best isekai, Re:Zero Season 3. Best main character, Sung Jin Woo. Best supporting character, Fern. Really? Are you serious? Really? Okay. These obviously have to be based off of votes. Like, people voted for this. And that's really interesting to me that Solo Leveling is anime of the year. Hello, good evening. Hi, James Jager. Welcome. Wait, not Jager, it's Jagger. Oh, am I pronouncing that wrong? Is this supposed to be Jaeger? I don't know. My captions are spelling it the exact same way, but I'm saying them differently, I swear. I don't know. Solo leveling, interesting. I liked Look Back. If there was a film of the year, I agree. I think Look Back should be film of the year. As for like good animation, I think Freyrin should win. Freyrin had a lot of detail in it. I really like Freyrin. Same thing with like Apothecary Diaries. Although I wouldn't say Apothecary Diaries has a good animation. It just had really good storytelling. When it comes to storytelling, why are we voting Solo Leveling in? If we are considering it on all aspects when it comes to story, character development, and plot, why is Solo Leveling winning over Freyrin? What? Crunchyroll awards are almost entirely fan vote based, who ends up as a populated contest more than anything. Yeah, I can tell. I'm looking at the categories right now. Solo Leveling is in like every single category here. Look at this. Best voice artist performance. Best voice artist protagonist. Best ending sequence. Best score. Best main character. Best action. Best new series. It's all Solo Leveling. Sun Jin-woo, as much as I like the dude, he's got the personality of a sponge. I'm sorry, but like, as a character, he's very boring. Like, you get to a point in the series where you're like, well, yeah, the animation is great and all, cool, I like flashy lights, I like people fighting on screen. What else? He's such a boring character. And you realize that when you read the webtoon, it's just power scaling. Like, every single character, he has no emotions, he doesn't smile, he doesn't feel joy. Every single time he kills a new boss that he struggles against, he's just like, tough work. Like, what's wrong with him? I said this yesterday to my friend. I was like, yeah, sure, the animation's great and all, but like, oh my god. There are other enemies out there that have better character than him. Like, even the ReZero protagonist has more personality than Sung Jin-woo. I'm like, really? Interesting. Okay. They like the handsome protag. I don't know what it is. I've read like 400, 300 chapters of the webtoon back when it first came out. Back when this genre was new. I was one of the people who was reading that genre as it came out. When it first came out. I've been there. I've watched them along the originals. Like Tower of God and... oh my god, what were the other ones out there? I forgot the names. There were so many out there. Isn't this like SAO in a way? Yeah, but SAO was better. This is not nostalgia talking. I'm just saying that Sun Jin-woo as a character has no personality. I mean, Kirito in a way also had no personality, didn't he? Yeah, Kirito was kind of bland. My god. Okay, at least with SAO, Kirito was carried by Asuna, right? Kirito was carried by his main... like, Kirito was carried by the side characters. Genuinely in Solo Leveling, it's called Solo Leveling for a reason. It's literally just him. His minions have more personality than he does. Do you know how sad that is? His mind-controlled minions have more personality than the main character. Like, you have people who really, really like the side characters more than the main character. Because the main character is so genuinely bland. I love it as a turn your brain off show, but yeah, it's like the anime equivalent of Cookie Clicker. Like, he doesn't go through character development. He doesn't struggle as a character. It'd be one thing if he like struggled more, but he doesn't. He has like struggles at the very beginning, but then he gets like so much assistance through his OP power that he just doesn't grow. He gets stronger, he gets challenged, but he just doesn't struggle. And I have seen so many other animes and mangas that have done it, the power leveling in a different way, but better, like Berserk. If you want to read a power scaling manga, read Berserk. Read, like, what was it called? The Sins of Gluttony or whatever. I don't know. What was it called? I forgot. It sounds like Ari Furuta. 7 Deadly Sins? 7 Deadly Sins had better writing than this. Oh, The World's Strongest? Oh, I'm trying to look at it. No, not this one. Maybe. It's like, okay. You know that one anime of the guy who has the power of like looking at things and he goes die, and then the thing just explodes? That's like a harem anime. That dude also had no personality. But what was it? Parasite? Not Parasite. 86? No. The one where the guy has the ability to bury people. He's got like a big cross on his back. I forgot the name. I don't know. There's so many enemies out there that they're kind of like overlapping in my they're overlapping in my brain. So many characters with crosses now. Yeah, this is one of like the old ones. I can explain to you the plot. So everybody has a number on their body that they can only do a certain amount of thing, and the moment that number reaches 0, they die. And the main character, he's like got a giant cross on his back, and I think his number has to do with like something vague. I don't think he's ever revealed it. I think they reveal it later, but he just doesn't say. Her power, his like friend, she's like a blonde girl, like with long hair. That's very vague. I know, there's a lot of blonde characters. I think her number, she just genuinely doesn't know what her number is, but it has to do with like, I don't know, I remember it just being something really niche, but I just don't remember what the manga was called. It got adapted to an anime. I just forgot what the name was. I don't know. I forgot. Anyways. I don't know. Anyways. It's like 2 a.m. Well, 1:39. I should go to bed. I was almost falling asleep earlier. But I will see you all Friday. And I will think about doing other things. What is happening? I'm getting like pings. What is happening? What the heck? I'm getting like random pings on Discord. Anyways, I will see you guys all on Friday. And maybe, actually no, not Saturday. I've been talking to my friends. Maybe Sunday. I will see you on Friday. What game will we be playing on Saturday? No, Saturday. Friday? I don't know. What game do we want to play? Do you want to play Skyrim? Do we want to play... We can pick back up Little Nightmares. My leg is falling asleep. Oh no. Ow. I can feel the pins and needles. Ow. Ooh, my leg. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll workshop it. What are we gonna do? Thank you. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. I have to think about it. Thank you. Anyways, good night, everybody. I will think about what game I'm gonna be playing. Actually, we should finish Little Nightmares. That would be nice. I know I'm like halfway through, so maybe we'll do that. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Good night. I will see you all Friday. I'll see you all Friday. We'll be playing a game. I have to think about what game we're gonna be playing, but I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Convoy VT. Have a good night, everybody, and thank you all for stopping by. We had a really nice chat. You know how much, I guess, interesting it is to have conversations and you're not talking about like the state of the depressing world. It's so much better. Anyways, Twitch people, I am going to be raiding you guys over to Crew. He is playing Chaos Zero Nightmare. I have never heard of this game before. And then YouTube people, find your own thing to watch. Watch a documentary, actually. I want you guys to do homework here, guys. Watch a documentary the next time I see you, and we'll talk about that. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Thank you all for stopping by. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. 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 Wait. Homework? Yeah. I'm giving you guys a task. I'm like an NPC. You're gonna have a task to go and watch a documentary, a long form video, and come back and tell me which one you watched. People on YouTube, if you're listening to this, please let me know in the comments if you've watched a documentary. Or if you've ever seen any documentaries in the past, actually, let me know. Yes, sensei. I just hear that in the voice of like, yes, honey. Night.